Men also cheat because they are insecure. Now, what do I mean by this? Now, men crave admiration. All men have an ego. So, we feel good when people admire us, when people stroke our ego and whatnot. But of course, there are different degrees to it. Some people do it the right way, some people crave it too much and whatnot. But what I'm saying here is that men cheat because they feel insecure. And these kind of cases happen when, let's say, the wife is very successful, or the guy is insecure in his own abilities or his own success or stuff like that. Because, okay, I'll give you some examples. There are some cases that I've seen in real life where the guy cheated on their wife or their girlfriend, and as a third party, as someone who's looking at and seeing how all these things are happening, you'll be mind blown because the guy will be cheating with someone who is so much worse in terms of attractiveness, in terms of compatibility and everything else compared to their current girlfriend or compared to their current wife. So as a bystander, you'll be like, why would that man cheat with someone who is so much worse and so much uglier than their wife right now? Right? It doesn't make sense. But then as you slowly get to understand the situation, you will realize that it is because of insecurity, right? Because everyone around him, the family members, are judging him because it's like Nibu Pei, you get what I mean? He feels that society and the people around him thinks that he is not good enough for his wife, right? No matter how much the wife does to make him feel secure and comfortable, if the man is insecure in himself, he will have that inferiority complex to feel that he just doesn't feel right whenever he's around her, that he feels an inferiority complex. Because of that, he looks elsewhere for the admiration and respect that he craves so much. And that could be having a mistress somewhere in another country, where that secretary or the girl from the other country admires you so much. Because wow, it's like, it makes him feel wanted. It makes him feel admired. You get what I mean? So guys who are insecure, who have an inferiority complex, will tend to cheat because of this reason. And a lot of times they will cheat with someone who is so much worse than their spouse or their wife or girlfriend is, simply because of the admiration and respect that they get from that kind of third party or the person they are cheating on with. And as a woman, if you're in this kind of relationship, that's why for girls, it is better you need to find a man who is confident in his own skin, that will not feel inferior no matter what happens, that he knows what he wants in life, he's comfortable with what he's doing, right? You need to make sure that you find someone like that. You don't necessarily have to have the same level of success, right? And success is relative anyway. You need to find a guy who is confident, right? And a confident guy might not be a guy who appears confident. That's very different, Guys who are insecure might also tend to have a tendency to be over-controlling. And the reason, they will stop you from going out with your friends. Like, no, don't go out with your friends, don't do this, don't do that. And they are over-controlling, not because they are macho or not because they are egoistic or whatnot. It is because they are insecure, because they are scared that if you go out with other friends, they might fall in love and you might cheat and you might go with them. And because of that, they cheat first. They find someone to validate themselves first, right?
Thank you so much for listening. But before we continue, do you have a friend who is still single? Get them to scan this QR code with Wowwwz so they can get introduced to the love of their lives today. Just type WOWWZ and you can find us on the App Store or Play Store. You can change their lives today. So please, share this with them. It's free. Links and details can also be found in the description below. Thank you.
So, find someone who is confident, who won't feel an inferiority complex with you. And sometimes it's also caused by the girl or the spouse or the wife that the guy is. I'm not saying that it's their fault, because cheating is ultimately wrong, but some girls do not know how to express their respect or admiration for their husbands or their boyfriends, right? Girls would, no matter how successful you are, you should also know how to express the admiration and love for your husband or your other half, and vice versa. That's how you keep a relationship growing, right? Because some girls just keep complaining about their husband, like, why you like that? Why you never do that? You know, like, why people buy house you never buy? Why people change car you never change? You know, some girls tend to complain a lot and try to compare their lives with other people, and that might make that guy feel insecure. And once that happens, that guy might want to go and find the sense of respect and admiration that he craves so much from someone else. Because if every day he goes back to his wife is complaining about something, about why he's not better and things like that, when he goes back to work and you see that secretary or the new person in the new friend in church or whatnot that admires you for who you are, then you'll be starting to ask yourself as the guy, like, hey, why am I with this woman at home that doesn't respect me at all, while I could be with someone who respects me for who I am and truly admires me for who I am? And that is when the temptation will start, and that is why men will start to cheat if they start feeling insecure, right? So it is very important before you get married to someone to find, as a woman, especially if you are very successful, if you are a successful woman, to find someone who is truly confident in himself and someone you truly admire. That is because it's going to be very hard to fake admiration, right? So it's going to be very hard to fake admiration. That's why it's better for you to find someone who you truly admire for who they are, so that you won't go into this problem where your husband or your guy will start to feel insecure because you truly have lost respect for them, right? So guys and men do cheat because they feel insecure, because men are creatures, are beings that crave admiration and respect. So it is important to continue to have that throughout your marriage, and make sure to find someone who is confident in their own skin and someone whom you truly admire and respect, so that there is that respect there and the admiration there throughout your whole marriage. So you'll be in a situation where your guy or your man is tempted to cheat because they feel insecure. Yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Do you agree on what I've just shared? If you have any thoughts or interesting stories to tell me, do let me know by leaving a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. The love of your life is probably your friend's friend right now, and we can introduce you to the 60,000 single guys or 60,000 single girls in your extended network through this graph that we have built. So if you are single or know anyone who is single, do share this with them and get them to scan this QR code right here to meet other amazing single people in KL. Or if you're in Singapore, you can scan this one. You can also scan the QR codes in the descriptions below to meet other working professionals, students, lawyers, accountants, and people who like the same things and think the same way as you. Lastly, remember to like, share, and subscribe so more people can find true love. Alright? If you want to know why I've dedicated the past 10 years of my life trying to build an app that can help everyone find true love, you can watch this video right here. Or read about my 10-year startup journey in the links below. Subscribe, and someone will meet the love of their lives today.